If you want to succeed in anything that you may be engaged in, discipline is an inevitable demand. Whether in business, whether in relationship, or in your career, on the job, or with money, or with people, whatever it is that you want an element of significant success, you want to see achieving, you want to see results, you want to see premium results, you want to see stellar performance, you want to see peaceful performance, you want to see exceptional delivery. Discipline is an inevitable demand. I just thought to jump in and share frankly with you about the power, the price, and the practice of discipline in achieving stellar results. I am somebody who is someone who is fascinated about getting results, and not just any kind of results, but premium results in everything that I do. Well, that's a very tall demand, but then until you are able to raise your standards, you can't actually grow, and you can't command the attention of those who would pay you the kind of who pay you your worth. Now recently, my daughter, they started their exams, and because we already agreed right from the beginning on what scores to look forward to, and we had planned it out right from the beginning of the time, because I made her to understand that getting results has to do it from the beginning. You have to take it from the foundation. Once you get the foundation very right, then your momentum can be paced. You will make your momentum compatible with your person, because essentially it is your behavior that determines your result. So we created, I took her on a goal setting journey where she's going to identify the courses that she is very strong at and how much time she needs to devote to time. So she had to learn to manage herself, to manage her time, and manage her task in order to be able to get the kind of results that she wants. So what was your last result? Now you're not in competition with anybody in your class, but then you are in competition with your former performance, right? In order for you to grow, right? My daughter is just 13, right? And she's a GS3. Now we have checked our performance over time, so we had a discussion, and then she has a table and all our subjects listed with all continuous assessment, continuous assessment 1, continuous assessment 2, like that. So and each of the score in a continuous assessment are already recorded. So she has a table that shows her performance thus far, and then she knows what she needs to target in order to be able to get the kind of grades she wants at the end of the term, right? That's about organizing her for the kind of results that I want or she would love to produce, right? So, but that is not enough, right? That is absolutely not enough. Now, what I have discovered is that she's an emotional person as well. So sometimes our siblings try to get on her nerves. And recently, when she started preparing for exams in the morning, trying to beat time and everybody, so some of the things that they are supposed to do, they don't get them done. So she would have to bear the brunt of those things sometimes, and then you find out that she gets into a mood before going to write her exam. So I had to sit her down one of the days and say, look here, I have to now bring one of my concepts in my premium results masterclass to her knowledge, which is called the concept of the ROPE, R-O-P-E, result-oriented psychology and environment, right? And that's about trying to establish the price, the power, and the practice of discipline. That apart from having an environment, a result-oriented environment, a result-oriented, routine, a result-oriented, lifestyle, you also need a result-oriented psychology, right? I said, no matter how well you have studied for an exam, if you are in the wrong state of mind, you will not be able to interpret your questions correctly, and you find yourself making a lot of mistakes. You need to learn how to discipline your emotion. Why? Because discipline is the iron law of success. You find in corporate environment as well that they restrict your attention. They try to help you manage your attention. It's a function, it's a corporate discipline culture, right? There are things that are acceptable and there are things that are not acceptable. Discipline is about becoming a law. It's about self-government, it's about self-management, it's about self-regulation and self-evaluation. The ability for you to be in charge of what must be delivered, becoming a law to yourself. So, and it will always help you anyway. Discipline is a very tall demand, right? You've got to be tough on yourself in order to control how you deploy your resourcefulness to your task, to your environment, to the goal you intend to achieve, right? So it's important, right? Even in business, if you're not disciplined, you find out that you will be depleting your capital without making more money, or making more business without enlarging your business or doing anything. It takes discipline for you to be able to practice emotional intelligence, right? Now with your customer, customers determine the fate of the business. The moment the customers stop walking in through your shop or through your doors, you know that very well that business is about to nosedive and collapse. On the job, you need a lot of discipline on your task to be able to deliver by deadline, before deadline. Right? That means you have to put yourself in a position that can actually deliver on your desk. Right? So discipline is a very tall demand, but it is the profit is worth it. So the price of discipline is about government. The government, even in your relationship, you need discipline. Your commitment. Discipline is commitment to the commission. What is the commission? What is the goal we want to achieve? So discipline comes with commitment. The ability for you to stay loyal to the result that you desire is what is called commitment. Commitment is staying loyal to the desired dream, right? So irrespective of what circumstances may be speaking, what exactly? Now, discipline to a large extent also accommodate adaptability. Now, that you are not rigid, you are not flexible, right? You are not rigid and you are not flexible. So flexible that you compromise the standard that you're supposed to uphold in order to be able to achieve a particular dimension of results. So if you're going to have a result-oriented life, then you are going to have to discipline yourself along your 3 dimensions as a man. You've got to discipline yourself spiritually, you've got to discipline yourself mentally, you've got to discipline yourself physically. Physically about where you have to be, when you have to be there, and what you have to be doing there. About mental discipline, it's about toughness, the ability for you to be able to focus on a particular task until it is done. That's management of task that helps you to be able to prioritize your task and ensure that the task with the toughest preference or tallest value is attended to in your highest moment of power, right? Highest moment of delivery. Very important. So you are able to manage yourself, to manage your time and manage your task to be able to deliver your results. Principally important. So, and the practice of discipline is ensuring that you are in the right state of mind, and then you create an environment of order that is complementary to your focus in order to be able to achieve your goal, right? And then the fact that discipline is so potent, the price is high, the promise is great, and the practice is demanding. It's about your commitment, total commitment of your attention, right? Total commitment of your resourcefulness, total commitment of your environment. There must be a synergy in your resourcefulness, your time, and then your tools as well. So you need the right, it is discipline that will make you take the right tools for the right task in order to deliver effectively. So it is managing yourself to manage your time, manage your task, manage your delivery, right? So discipline in any aspect of life, discipline is the critical and the inevitable tool for success, achievable success. If anything is going to be possible in your life, you've got to be disciplined about it. Discipline does not mean that you are mean and you are stern. It simply means that you are result oriented and you want to focus your energy, because whatever is left to itself will grow in the dimensions that you detest, right? So discipline is a decision. Discipline is a commitment. Discipline is a lifestyle. Discipline is a skill. Discipline has to do with what? Mental toughness, right? Has to do with your deployment, right? So you are not just a freelance person. So like the illustration I gave to you some about my daughter. Some years ago, I had to discipline myself to stay off my smartphone for a number of hours in order to be able to achieve a particular goal that I desire. If you're not disciplined with your money, you will always be bankrupt. You will live in debt. You will live in debt. At the same time, you will live bankrupt as well. So what they call money management is discipline with your desires and your spending. What you buy, the ability to discipline your appetites, to discipline your desires, to discipline whatever it is that you know will alter the result you intend to achieve. It takes discipline to save, right? Yes, a lot of discipline to save. It's called delayed gratification, right? Good. So if you can't not discipline yourself, then you can't manage your time. You cannot optimize your life. You can't do business as it ought to. You can't deliver on demand. So to a large extent, no one can afford success without discipline. Discipline is the iron law of what? Success. Once you're disciplined, and discipline is such a very versatile tool that the moment you are disciplined, you have a disciplined life, right? Like I say most of the time, it's not your plan. It's not the wealth of your plan. It's not the details of your plan. It is the commitment to your plan. We say disciplined plan, a plan that receives the attention that it desires. That's exactly how it is, right? So it's critically important for you to understand that you will not amount to anything, you will not achieve anything, you will not sustain anything, you cannot afford anything without discipline. That's the sincere truth. So if you're going to have to change the trajectory of your results, you need to fix your behavior. Because it doesn't matter if you find yourself in places of possibilities and opportunities. Without discipline, you can't take them. Without discipline, you can't manage them. Without discipline, you can't manage opportunities. Without discipline, you can't even identify opportunities, right? And if you can't identify opportunity, how do you convert them? If you convert the opportunity and you can't sustain them, what's the use? So these are the critical elements that must be understood. If you need to really amplify your results, it begins with you, right? It begins with you. Was it Benjamin Disraeli that said that discipline is the soul of an army? It makes small numbers formidable, right? Small numbers formidable. You could have your discipline will bring traffic to your business, and your discipline will sustain the traffic that it generates. Once people know you with a particular thing, discipline improves your credibility. Discipline increases your authority. Discipline establishes your authenticity. So discipline brands you. So when you're branded by discipline, people can rely on your words. It upgrades your integrity because they know that you are going to align with what you said. So to a large extent, discipline helps you to be able to imprison compromise, right? And helps you to elevate standards, uphold what is necessary to be delivered. You are well abreast with your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats, and you know how to manage them. Discipline is when you're operating at your ideal self. You have been able to upgrade and optimize behavior to an extent that there is consistency in your delivery. So that is it. That's what happens in a system. A system is meant to discipline its operation, right? There is operational discipline in a system, and that's what makes predictability of results there to be guaranteed, right? Because you know the system respects certain orders, right? Discipline is order, right? So the system is programmed and conditioned to respect a particular sequence of order to ensure predictability of results. So results can become predictable by the discipline of the system, the discipline of the person, the discipline of the process, the discipline of the practice. So the practice of discipline is the consistency of commitment to delivering at the highest level agreed. So I don't know what this has meant for you this morning, but I thought to jump in and let us know that if we are looking at success, then we can't ignore discipline. It's the inevitable demand, the core behind the significance of any success or stellar performance that you see. Number one, world-class athletes and state performance have discipline. In their training and coaching time, you see discipline. One of the things that coaches help number one achievers to stay with their result and beat their records is discipline. Now, the short story, let me end with this story of Michael Phelps. If you know Michael Phelps, is that that athlete that kept beating his record. He was not competing with world record, he was competing with himself. Now, he had an engagement with his coach during one of their trainings, one of their swimming. Then it was swimming. One of their trainings was that they undertook what is called eventuality planning. Now, in their eventuality planning, they envisaged that what was the likely problems that could stop him from hitting the gold medal and beating his records. And he said one of the major challenges during swimming is when water gets into your goggles. So during the training time, in order to be able to defeat that deficiency or that disorder during swimming, they decided to get a goggle that they can soak water in it. So they put water in the goggles and he was supposed to swim. Now, that was a measure of discipline to defeat that possibility. When water enters into your goggles, what happens? So he had to practice severally with water in his goggles to an extent that he knew the amount of strides, you understand, swimming strides that he has to make from the beginning point to the end, to the finishing line. So if he was going to take 150 strides to be able to get there, so he was now using the water in the goggle and the swimming strides as a strategy to beat the old record and then ensure that he gets to the finishing line on time. So that's how strict. Now, Akeem Olajuwon, during his times in the NBA, was known to put himself on training for about 6 hours straight training on 3-point shoots. So he became so good during training that during the matches, those shots became bonus. It was so good during the normal practice hour that he developed the mastery that is demonstrated during the games. They are like bonuses to him. He became so used, he had been able to tailor his performance in a particular direction that whilst on the pitch of play, making those points, making those shots were nothing but predictable. As soon as he gets the ball, they know that that shot is predictable. That's what discipline can do for you. So I don't know what this session has been for you, but I know very well that you have been able to get one or two things from this particular conversation. So let me know what it feels in the comments. And if you are not yet subscribed to this channel, why don't you go ahead and hit the notification bell and subscribe to this particular channel. And if you've got questions, why not put it in the comment box, and then we'll be able to take care of your questions. And if you're desiring premium results, then our masterclass is your home. Take good care of yourself, and God bless you. Discipline is core to significant success and stellar performance in business, in career, and in your endeavors. God bless you.